What's going on, folks? It's Kid Shorty Gaming Nation. As the title suggests, I think black men should choose the Republican Party. It's the best party for you to choose. And we're going to go into why. I'm going to substantiate, right? And forgive me, I have a cold. Um, you know, hope it doesn't go into a fever and shit. But um, if you notice when Donald Trump was getting elected and the first time he got elected, everybody was focused on where black men were going to put their votes. And you have to ask your question why. Why is the Democratic Party or the slave plantation so upset if black men who fought for their rights during the civil rights movement, to vote to vote for what they want to vote for, or vote for what's in their best interest, right? Because white people are allowed to do so. Why is it that black men cannot do that, right? So and then during that time, when it came around to voting for Joe Biden again, I mean voting for Donald Trump again, you saw a lot of what you call media from the liberal left. You saw bring the strippers to the poll. Um, Joe Biden telling Charlamagne, "You're not black if you don't vote the Democratic Party." And a lot of these people from the Democratic Party, even the liberal white folks, a lot of them have Jim Crow mindset still swimming around in their brain, even with the younger liberals, right? Um, when 50 Cent was thinking about voting Republican, and I think the chick he used to date, and I'm gonna play that clip too, right? Used to date, promised him a box. I was basically trying to check him, like she controlled this nigga for who he wanted to date, and like nobody in the Black Caucus on the Democratic plantation, nobody cared or was like, "Whoa, this disrespect against black men. Now we need to check these folks." No, nobody cared. Like it was clear racism from the liberal left. Whether it be from Joe Biden telling Charlamagne you ain't black if you don't vote for me, or 50 Cent's ex white chick, whatever her name is, trying to check him for voting for what 50 Cent want to vote for on some old Jim Crow racist shit. And nobody over that side got checked. All the media, all the propaganda against black men, even using these black women against them. All right. So let's begin right here. Republican Party founded in Wisconsin. Former members of the Whig Party meet to establish a new party to oppose the spread of slavery. Look at this, right? The spread of slavery in the Western territories. The Whig Party, which was formed in 1834 to oppose the tyranny of President Andrew Jackson, has shown itself incapable of coping with the national crisis over slavery. With the successful introduction of the Kansas-Nebraska Bill of 1854, an act that dissolved the terms of the Missouri Compromise, allowed slave or free status to be decided in the territories by popular sovereignty. The Whigs disintegrated. By February 1854, anti-slavery Whigs had begun meeting in upper Midwestern states to discuss the formation of a new party. One such meeting in Wisconsin on March 20th, 1854, is generally remembered as founding the meeting of the Republican Party. The Republicans rapidly gained supporters in the North, and in 1856, the first presidential candidate, John C. Fremont, won 11 of the 16 northern states. By 1860, the majority of the southern slave states were publicly threatened. Secession of the Republicans won. If the Republicans won the presidency in November 1860, Republican Abraham Lincoln was elected president over a divided Democratic Party. And 6 weeks later, South Carolina formally seceded from the Union. Within 6 more weeks, 5 other southern states had followed South Carolina's lead. And, and in April 1861, the Civil War began when Confederate shore batteries under General P.G.T. Bogart opened fire on Fort Sumter in South Carolina, Charleston Harbor. The Civil War firmly identified the Republican Party as a party of the victorious North. And after the Republican-dominated Congress forced a radical Reconstruction policy on the South, which saw the passage of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the Constitution and the granting of equal rights to all Southern states. By 1876, the Republican Party had lost control of the South, but it continued to dominate the presidency until the election of Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1933. See, that's what, see, my whole life, um, I've been told that the Republican Party was racist. I've been told that the Democratic Party give a shit about black folks. And the reason why it's being said to us is because the Democratic Party give us some shit for free. And now come to find out, um, something in the 48 laws of power, be careful of the free lunch. You know what I'm saying? And two, when if you look at the Democratic Party, I forgot the guy's name, the president at the time's name, when he was giving free welfare money out to the black community. They didn't give it out. They wasn't giving that money out to black men. They were giving that money out to black women. Right? So a lot of the money or free stuff or free care is not given to black men. It's given to black women. And you have to check out what that play is. Right? If you're giving money, but you're not giving anything free to the men of your tribe, that's like, you know what the women are gonna do? They're gonna disregard the men and the Democratic Party. Because that could have been a Democratic Party way of saying, okay, cool. We don't want black men to raise up and be equal to us Democrats or white folks. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put money in black women's pocket and make them better than the black man. And then have black women say, okay, cool, since I'm getting money from the government, I don't really need you in my house, nigga. And this is a tactic being played by the Democratic Party. That's why I say the Democratic Party, as far as when it comes to black men, is more matriarchal. All right, I'm gonna go find something else. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Racism of the Democratic Party, like Republicans. Um, let's see. Racist. Let me put this here. Racist history of the Democratic Party. Give me a second. Um, the Democrat. Shit, you can't even find. The niggas want to say that the Republican Party and the Democratic Party fucking switched. How? How they switch when the Democratic Party is more liberal and left leaning, and the Republican Party is still conservative like it was when it first started? How the fuck it switched? If it switched, then the Democratic Party would be more conservative, and the Republican Party would be more left leaning. How the fuck it swapped for niggas who say that? Uh, um, And I think the Republican Party should have did a better job of, you know what I'm saying? See, the Republican Party would not have these issues today if in the past they did a better job of marketing themselves to black folks and you know, and actually, try to sympathize with black men, especially with black men. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let's see this. American Experience, Grant Reconstruction, and the KKK. At the time, Ulysses S. Grant election to the presidency, white supremacists were conducting a reign of terror throughout the South, an outright defiance of the Republican-led federal government. Southern Democrats formed organizations that violently intimidate blacks and Republicans. Look at that. This is the Democrats right here who tried to win political power. The most prominent of these of the Ku Klux Klan was formed in originally founded as a social club for former the Klan evolved into a terrorist organization. It would be responsible for thousands of deaths and would help to weaken the political power of Southern blacks and Republicans. Mind you, that's the Democrats right there. Racist activity in the South often took the form of riots that targeted blacks and Republicans. In 1866, a quarrel between whites and black ex-soldiers erupted into a full-fledged riot in Memphis, Tennessee. White policemen assisted mobs in their violent rampage through the black sections of the town. I think that's Tulsa, Oklahoma, I think. Or I don't know. By the time violence ended, 46 people were dead, 70 more were wounded. The numerous churches and schools had been burned. Just 2 months later, on July 30th, a similar outbreak of violence erupted in New Orleans. This time, a white mob attacked attendees of a black suffrage convention, killing 37 blacks and 3 whites who all allied with them. Look at that. This is from the Democratic Party. In this violent atmosphere, the KKK grew in size and strength. By 1868, the Klan had evolved into a hooded terrorist organization that its member called the Invisible Empire of the South. Damn. This sounds like a video game, nigga. That sounds like Star Wars, the Invisible Empire of the South, nigga. That should be a Star Wars game and shit. The recognized Klan first leader of Grand Wizard was Nathan Bedford Forrest, who had been a Confederate general during the Civil War. White Southerners from all classes of damn, I'm speaking better now that I have this code and shit. That's crazy. White Southerners from all classes of society joined the Klan's rank. In the name of preserving law and order in a white dominant society, Klansmen punished newly freed blacks for a variety of reasons, including behaving in an impudent manner towards whites. They whipped the teachers of freedmen's schools and burnt their schoolhouses. Dang, this is all from the Republican Party, bro. But first and foremost, the Klan sought to do away with Republican influence in the South by terrorizing and murdering its party leaders and all that voted for it. In the time leading up to the 1868 presidential election, Klan activities picked up in speed and and brutality. The election, which pitted Republican U.S. Grant against Democratic Gerardo Seymour, was crucial. Republicans would continue programs that prevented Southern whites from gaining political control in their states. Klan members knew that given the chance, blacks in their communities would vote Republican. See what I'm saying? Across the South, the Klan and the terrorist groups used brutal violence to intimidate Republican voters. What is this? Arkansas, over 200 murders were committed in connection with the election. In Georgia, the number of threats and beatings was even higher. And in Louisiana, 1,000 blacks were killed as the election went. In these 3 states, Democrats won decisive victories on polls. Bro, black man, like, I gotta talk to y'all, bro. Like, you gotta vote what's in the best interest of you. Because if you look at today, a lot of the policies that has been passed in a lot of these liberal democratic cities, and Joe Biden's crime bill, which Joe Biden is a liberal. This is why Joe Biden's speaking the way he speaks. A lot of black men went to jail, or black men who did petty crimes, or we don't even know. You know how many black men got freed this year because of Donald Trump's programs to free black men because of Joe Biden's crime bill. Black men, you gotta do what's in the best interest of yourself. Fuck these black women, bro. Let black women stay over there in the Democratic Party. Your black woman don't fucking care about you. Your black woman is willing to vote for your fucking enemies that killed you. And them. Nevertheless, Sorry. Nevertheless, the Klan's violent actions proved to many Northerners that the South had not learned its lesson in the recent war. Damn. In this way, the Klan's activities actually backfired. People realized that harsher laws would have to be passed in order to stop the violence and protect Southern blacks. And those laws were soon in coming. In 1868, presidential election, Republican, I think this person was in the movie that Will Smith did. I forgot the name of the movie. Came out a long time ago. Republican Ulysses S. Grant won the office with the slogan, "Let us have peace." Republicans also won a majority in Congress. Many Northerners, disgusted by Klan violence, lent support to the 15th Amendment, which gave the vote to black men in every state, and the first Reconstruction Act of 1867, which placed harsher restrictions on the South and closely regulated the formation of their new governments. Other legislations attacked the Klan more directly. Between 1870 and 1871, Congress passed enforcement acts, which made it a crime to interfere with registration, voting, office holding, or jury service of blacks. Oh, let me see that. Other legislations attacked the Klan more directly. Between 1870 and 1871, Congress passed the enforcement acts, which made it a crime to interfere with registrations, voting, office holding, or jury service of blacks. More than 5,000 people were indicted under these laws. A little more than 1,000 were convicted. Um, the Republican Party, y'all should have been bringing this out for years. For years, man. You want a black man to vote for you or the black community to vote for you? You should have been educating them from the 80s and the 90s. Right? In 1871, Congress also passed. Now y'all waited till Donald Trump got in office to now want to educate them. This should have been done in the 80s and the 90s, man. In 1871, Congress also passed the Ku Klux Klan Act, which allowed the government to act against terrorist organizations. Grant did not rigorously enforce these laws, although he did order the arrest of hundreds of Klan members. But with the overwhelming support of the Klan in the South, convictions proved difficult to obtain. The financial panic of 1873 would distract the North from problems of Southern racism. In 1882, the United States Supreme Court declared the Ku Klux Klan Act unconstitutional. This is all on the Republicans going after the Klan that was democratic. Oh shit. This is going into this is talking about these guys. All right, let me look up some other things. Get let's look up how the Democrats disrespect black men. Get your booties to the pole. Ah, to the pole. Bro, holy shit. Hold on, let me see something. This is what this is what
Your booty to the pole.
black men. This is how disrespectful the liberal left is and your women are to you.
Get your booty to the pole. Get your booty to the pole.
Get your vote, stretch.
A lot of people do not understand that when you're voting, you're also selecting judges, you're selecting DAs, you're voting on taxes, you're voting on laws.
This is from CNN, and I think CNN is a left leaning. Black men, why would they have to do that to get your attention? Use your women and weaponize your women's sexuality against you to get you to vote in their direction.
I just really wanted to have something out there that could summarize this message and that could also be understood by many people.
Do you know who elects the DA? We do. But you don't want to vote.
Want to end cash bail? Well, then vote for the sheriffs and county officials that feel the same way you do.
But you talking about, oh, they gonna pick who they gonna pick, shawty.
I feel that.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Black men, why do they keep using? They could have used, and this is disrespect towards black women too. Black men and black women, they could have used higher quality, better quality black women that can cope with America, that are in politics, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But instead, they use the worst of your black women, and they use the worst of your black women to advertise you to get you to vote. That's ridiculous.
Politicians have ignored black people.
Why they couldn't have her dressed up in something modest or in something proper and then have her advertising? Why they need to use
and
strippers?
taking us for granted. And before we can say, because I know there's people who are like, we shouldn't vote until until they give us what we want. We need to show them what our voting power looks like first. Otherwise, it's like a little kid holding their breath till they blue. It only hurts us. We did it. It was not so we could get all black men to vote. Obviously, all black men don't like strip clubs, but the ones we were going after do. So,
Yo, this was targeted. She just said it. So that if you know that all black men don't like strip clubs, why would you advertise this? This advertisement was for black men. And what direction do you want them to vote?
and I'll be honest, I did not think it was going to be this big.
I'm not really trying to change people's ideas about exotic dancers. People are going to have their opinions about that because it's just a world that they don't understand. Instead of understanding it per se, I hope they do respect the things that we have to say and the things that we think, because we are people, we are citizens. Just like
No, black men, this is disrespect to your leadership, bro. They just put your women, they just put your black women out there to go out there and strip half-ass naked. And it's black women doing it. And let me go play that again. Let me go replay something again.
everyone else.
Let me go play it. Let me go play it. No, go back up here.
He just wants to get.
I don't care about that damn bitch. Get the fuck out of my face. If you know all black men don't like strip clubs, why did
Don't
you
let other people decide who's going to run your community.
Until we, know there's people who are like, we shouldn't vote until till they give us what we want. We need to show them what our voting power looks like first. Otherwise, it's like a little kid holding their breath till they turn blue. It only hurts us. We did it. It was not so we could get all black men to vote. Obviously, all black men don't like strip clubs, but the ones we were going after do.
You hear what she said? The ones, so they're not even going at the black men who are Republican. They're not going at the black men who are intellectuals. They're not going after the black men who are lawyers, doctors, intelligent. They're going after the low-level niggas. So that's disrespect to you low-level niggas too. This is how y'all black women think of you, y'all niggas. Look, bro.
So, and I'll be honest, I did not think it was going to be this.
Black men, your black women don't respect you. Your black women don't respect you. Because she wouldn't put herself out there or use her sexuality to get you to vote. They'd use something else, something more dignified. I'm saying, let me go look up. What's her name? Chelsea Handler. Chelsea Handler. 50 Cent.
See what he has to say about this unashamedly racist ridiculousness. Here is alleged comic Chelsea Handler, who thinks she can tell black folk how to vote. Here she talks about
that's Australian bitch right here, bro.
Trump because he's black. I mean, this
Bruh.
is so racist, so gross, so
Let
divorced
me.
to vote. Here she talks about telling 50 Cent that he can't back Trump because he's black. I mean, this is so racist, so gross, so divorced from reality.
What does he do? Supporting Trump?
He says he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes, which, by the way, isn't a plan of Joe Biden's. That's a lie. So he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes because he doesn't want to go from being 50 cents to 20 cents. and I had to remind him that he was a Black person.
Bro, like I said, this is the remnant of those Democrats that were in the 1800s, 1886, that were taking the lives of Black Republicans that wanted to vote Republicans in the South. This is the end of it. This is the continuation of it. It's only that this time now, it's not aggressive. It's more woke. It's more subtle. Anyway, if you want to know how white women can be disrespectful, that's how subtle and disrespectful they can be. The fact you're telling 50 Cent that he can't vote which way the fuck you want to vote for because he Black. What are you, his slave master? Are not Black men free in America to vote which way he want to vote? And why he can't influence other Black men to vote into something that he think is best? Let's go.
So he can't vote for Donald Trump, and that he shouldn't be influencing an entire swath of people who may listen to him.
Chelsea Handler, you're influencing that. You're in Hollywood. You're a leftist. Influence other Black men, that a swath of Black men, not to vote Republican because they're Black.
Because he's worried about his own personal pocketbook. So
a lot of Black men are worried about their personal pocketbook. Under damn Barack Obama, the unemployment rate on the African Americans was through the roof.
Heard back from him yet.
And here is another privileged, out-of-touch, far-left champagne socialist, The View's Sonny Hostin, who compares Black Republicans to unicorns.
I thought it was interesting that the framing was a room of Black Republicans. Where are they? Where are they? Because if you look at the stats, 81% of Black men are part of the Democratic Party. Black voters consistently align with the Democratic Party. Over 90.
And why is that? Why is that? All right, and probably that's why a lot of Black men are broke. Because the reason why you're aligned with the Democratic Party is because your Black woman is aligned with the Democratic Party, and you're afraid to take on your own leadership under your own, and take your own voting privileges under your own hand, is because you're afraid to lose our own black box amongst Black women that don't give a shit about you, don't care about you, disrespect you, use those same Democratic liberal policies to put you on child support. Let's go. 81% of you that was voting Democrat at the time, they'll say those some people, the same people that Black men were voting for at the time was passing policies that put you in jail. Joe Biden's crime bill, and you had unemployment.
I'd love to women are part of the Democratic Party. Over 95% of Black women are part of men that he was speaking with. I'd love to see them. It would be like looking at unicorns. Well, and so I think that the sad thing,
the disrespect of Black men by your leftists, by these Black women, by this woman right here,
is
Black men, your freedom. You cannot tell me that box is more important than voting what's in the best of your interests, Black men. Like,
I agree with you, Anna, is that this came from the mouth of a Black man, right? And so if you're pandering yourself and your community and your history to a man like Donald Trump, who is a disgraced, one-term, twice impeached, convicted felon, we get to say now, is even...
Dude, that's the same shit they say to you Black men. That right there, that's how Black women used to talk on Phil Donahue. Hold on. Wait a minute. On Phil Donahue. I don't even know if they have those videos left, bro. I don't even think they have those clips of Phil Donahue where you have Black women going on, they're talking crap about Black men still on there. Hold on. I wish I could find that, bro. Maybe TikTok got it. Just bear with me. If I can't find it, then. But black man, you know what I'm talking about. The way how that chick talk, that is how your black woman talk about you. The way they talked about Trump, you're a convicted felon. How you know he's a convicted felon? That's not what it's saying. Hold on. Donald Trump. Dude, I don't even know why I'm Shit. Damn. Damn. Fella. The same shit that black chick just said to Donald Trump. Yeah, black men know that that's the same shit that black women say against you. All over Phil Donahue show, all over the 80s and 90s on Ricky Lake, that's what was being said. And I wish I could find them damn videos. Let me see something. That's how black women sound when they're speaking about black men. Um, Phil Donahue. Shit. Um, yeah, you can't even find those shows. I might go hunt for those shows and then come back with another live. How black women felt about black men during those times. But let's go back to this. All right.
More despicable in this country.
Talk about a left.
That is what let me back up what she said. No Diddy.
Is, I agree with you, Anna, is that this came from the mouth of a black man, right? And so if you're pandering yourself and your community and your history to a man like Donald Trump, who is a disgraced, one-term, twice impeached, convicted felon, we get to say now.
Black men, that is how black women have been talking about you in these spaces, on these YouTube channels, about black men going to jail. And for the past 60 years, almost more than half a century, 10 years more than half a century, or more than half a century. So
is even more despicable in this country.
Talk about a lefty losing it. Joining me now is the host of Prime Time with Alex Stein on Blaze TV. Alex, what do you make of Chelsea Handler and rule that was on the ground? Apparently that's a hate crime now.
Because all the
President Biden's executive order came into.
I'm gonna move off of this. Damn, everybody's arguing over where black men are gonna vote. That black men, that should let you know how influential you are. That's saying. Well, everybody's fighting over where you're gonna vote. Oh shit. Shout out to Tommy. All right. So shout out to the angry man. Let's go to this. Follow up. Was the Democratic Party racist? Oh shit, look at this. This is Perplexity. Shout out to the angry man because he made me aware of this. I think he did a show yesterday. Look, I put was the Democratic Party racist? Look what it put. Yes, the Democratic Party has a long history of racism and opposition to civil rights for African Americans. Here are some key points. The Democratic Party defended slavery and started the Civil War in an attempt to preserve the institution of slavery. This is the Democrats after the Civil War. So this is why Chelsea Handler is talking the way she's talking to 50 Cent and that light-skinned chick, how yellow light-skinned chick was talking about Donald Trump. Right? The way that light-skinned chick is how it was talking about Donald Trump, that's how black women have been talking about black men on Phil Donahue, Ricky, and any talk show they could get on, right? After the Civil War, the Democratic Party opposed Reconstruction efforts to integrate freed slaves into society and give them rights. Southern Democrats enacted Jim Crow laws to enforce racial segregation and deny blacks their rights to vote. The Ku Klux Klan, a racist hate group, was founded in 1866 by Confederate veterans who were allied with the Democratic Party. The Klan used violence and intimidation to oppress blacks. Right? Oh shit! They even have bulletins. The Democratic Party was formed in 1792 when supporters of Thomas Jefferson began using the name Republicans. Used to subvert the black citizens' right to vote, and how was all this enforced? Bro, that's the same thing Chelsea Handler did to 50 Cent, and Donald Joe Biden did to Charlemagne. It's just that it wasn't by force. It's just by word of mouth. That's how bold them liberals is getting and disrespectful them liberals is getting. In the early 20th century, Democratic President Woodrow Wilson screened a racist film, The Birth of a Nation, at the White House. Yo, that was from a Democratic president? Oh, shit. Nation at the White House, and resegregated the federal civil service. In the 1960s, the Democratic Party, Southern conservative wing, vehemently opposed the civil rights movement. And this, what? This is in 1960s. Bro, that's when Malcolm X was around. That's why he said be careful of the liberal, right? In the 1960s, the Democratic Party, Southern conservative wing, vehemently opposed the civil rights movement and civil rights legislation proposed by Democratic President Kennedy and Johnson. So you had Democrats that were opposing other Democrats for the civil rights movement for Kennedy and Johnson. A higher percentage of the Republicans in Congress supported the 1964 Civil Rights Act than Democrats. Oh shit, that I did not know. Southern Democrats staged a 75-day filibuster in 1964 to try to block the Civil Rights Act from passing. The filibuster was overcome due to Republican support for the bill. So while the Democratic Party eventually embraced civil rights under pressure in the 1960s, for over a century, it systematically oppressed African Americans through its defense of slavery, opposition to Reconstruction, support for Jim Crow, segregation laws, and filibustering of the civil rights bills. This racist history is undeniable part of the party's legacy. Bro, this is why how these like people like Chelsea Handler and Joe Biden and him passing that crime bill, they're the extension of get the fuck out my face. They're the extension of this. Look. When the Republican Party was formed in 1854 as an anti-slavery party, the Democrats fiercely opposed, leading to an increased sectionalism that accumulated in the Civil War. The Democrats represented the pro-slavery Confederacy during the war. Bro, after the Civil War, the Democratic Party opposed Reconstruction efforts to integrate freed slaves and grant them rights. So the Democrats enacted racist Jim Crow to enforce racial segregation and disenfranchise black voters. I think what the Southern folks were afraid of is that the black folks would be equal to them and even surpass them. You know what I'm saying? That the Democratic Party finally embraced racial equality, largely due to pressure from the movement itself rather than any moral leadership within that party. So this right here is telling you, you know, the history of the racist history of the Democrats. Let's go here. Let's look at the Dred Scott case. Shout out to the Angry Man because he put this out and I went out and did my homework, right? Dred Scott versus Stanford is a landmark case announced by the Supreme Court of the United States on March 6, 1857, which ruled that blacks were not United States citizens. As a result, blacks were not afforded government or court protection, and Congress could no longer ban slavery from federal territory. Damn. This decision led to increased tensions building up to the Civil War. Furthermore, this decision nullified the Missouri Compromise. Following the civil rights, Dred Scott versus Stanford was overturned by the 13th and 14th Amendment on May 26, 1857. Dred and Harriet Scott were granted their freedom. Chief Justice Roger Brooke Taney. Let me see what he was. Let's see who Roger Brooke Taney. Roger Taney, this is his live to his death, was the fifth Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. He joined the court in 1836 after being nominated by President Andrew Jackson. Mind you, those are Democrats. There's common sense, right? That those are Democrats right there. He served until his death. Prior to joining the court, he was the United States Secretary of Treasury. Taney was one of the 7 justices nominated to the Supreme Court. I wonder if they tell you what was his oh shit. And this is him. This is the Supreme Court judge. All right, Robert Taney wrote that Negro right here. Let's go right here. Chief Justice Robert Taney wrote that Negroes could not be United States citizens. Therefore, Scott could not bring his suit in front of the Supreme Court. The court ruled the Missouri Compromise unconstitutional. As a result of the decision, blacks were not afforded government or court protection. The Congress could no longer ban slavery from federal territory. This decision led to increased tension in the United States regarding slavery, which would eventually lead to the Civil War. I'm trying to figure out what was his political affiliation. Let me look this up. No. Correct. Oh look, this is who did Roger Taney support? In 1827, Taney was appointed as Attorney General of Maryland. Taney supported Andrew Jackson in the 1824 presidential election and the 1828 presidential election. He joined Jackson's Democratic Party and served as a leader of Jackson's 1828 campaign in Maryland. And even says here his party was a Democrat. See? Look at that. This is the judge that voted for continuing slavery in the federal states, blacks, in the Dred Scott case, right? Let's see. I'm not going to be long on this. Scott. All right, let's look at this. The Dred Scott decision infuriated Republicans by running their goal to prevent the slavery spread into the territories, unconstitutional. The Republicans, to Republicans, the decision offered further proof of the reach of the South's slave power, which now apparently extended even to the Supreme Court. The Republicans support the Dred Scott decision. The two justices were dissented. Dissented were Republicans. The Dred Scott decision of 1857 remains the most notorious in the history of the Supreme Court. The High Court denied Scott, a slave, the freedom he first sued in Missouri in 1846. I don't know what this word is, but I'm going to look it up right now. All right. Dissented. Here we go. Dissent. To dissent is to publicly disagree with an official opinion or decision. Dissent is also a noun referring to public disagreement. Both verb and noun are often used in reference to a statement by a judge who disagree with a decision made by other judges. So the two justices who were judges dissented were Republicans. So you had judges that disagreed with the Dred Scott decision made by a Democratic guy, Taney, a Democratic Chief Justice, Taney. All right. Hold on, which is this? This is the anti-slavery, free soil, free labor, pro-industry, pro-international, internal movement stance of the Republican Party in the 1850s, developed during the decades in which Democratic Party squared off against the Whig Party, which members of both parties, along with the Free Soil Party adherents, ultimately contributed. All right, so this is why I say Republican Party is the best thing for black men to choose. I'm gonna be covering this. I have to go look into the convictions of Donald Trump. I don't know much about court proceedings, which I should. I don't know much about that, but I'm gonna go do my research and study these things. All right, I should anyway. All right. Let's see. But yeah. Black men. You know. Let me say this to black men. In this day and age, fuck what your black woman got to say. As black men, you have to vote and do the things that's what's best in your interest. This is what those 3 P's of masculinity, provider, protect, and procreate, was about. It was about men going out there and finding their own space. And because black men have been, under matriarchy, born to a single parent household under a matriarchy, whether your black woman vote, you vote. And they can go as far as disrespect you in your face, and you'll still follow black women. And then even it's going so far that even you have liberal leftists that, like Chelsea Handler, that are bold enough to disrespect black men and 50 Cent for where they want to vote. So my question is black men really free in this country? As argument says, has our slave master become the black woman? And why would our black woman allow themselves to become weapons against their black man in their house? This is my position. Is if my position is, and it's going to remain until I get. Well, let me say this. My position is this: until black women, 90% of black women apologize to black men collectively for allowing themselves to be a weapon used against black men, and hold themselves accountable for allowing themselves to become weapons used by the liberal left or by the black man's enemies. Because obviously the Democratic Party is the black man's enemy since the 1800s. Until black women make that apology and make some tangible apologies and tangible repair to the black man's image, I have to look at black women as a potential threat. I have to view like the Matrix, where you had, like, if in the Matrix where Anybody that's still plugged into the matrix can become an Agent Smith. I have to look at black women like that, right? So until black women stop allowing themselves to become Agent Smiths against black men, yo, I can't really look at you as an ally. You gotta look at you as a threat or enemy to my house. And something has to be more done. That's more powerful than black men just walking away from black women. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is the solution. I think black men need to walk away from black women. Since black women respect the Democratic Party better, since they want to fall up under this white man system better, since they don't respect the black men will walk away from them. There's nothing black men. There's nothing stopping you from doing your own thing and voting your own in your own voting your own what's in your own best interest. See what I'm saying? Let me go into one more thing. What has Trump done for black people? You have to remember that during 2020 we had a COVID crisis, right? So hold on. Let's see. Um, President Trump has expanded school choice, increased HBU funding. So let's look at this criminal. So on black men, I want y'all to understand this: that black women on the left are calling Donald Trump a criminal because he did something that's within your best interest as a black man. What has black women done for your best interest besides put your black ass in child support and get you locked up and 60 years of going on Phil Donahue and talking shit about you? Let's go. Trump campaign press release fact. President Trump's policy of deliver for black Americans. Like all campaign, so we're gonna skip that. All right. Since his inauguration, President Trump has championed policies that have revitalized the black community, create more inclusive economy for black Americans, provide historic funding for our historical black colleges and universities, expanding school choice, and give more black Americans a chance to achieve the American dream. President Trump signed the historic First Step Act into law. 90% of those who have had their sentences reduced are black Americans. Dude, black American men. First Step Act shortens mandatory minimum sentence for nonviolent drug crimes. Dude, I'm gonna compare this to Joe Biden's crime bill, right? The law allows offenders sentenced under racial motivated mandatory minimum to petition for revelation. President Trump launched the Ready to Work initiative, which has released prisoners gain meaningful employment. President Trump has why would you think there won't be any black damn Republicans? At the results, look at the results. President Trump has proposed the Second Step Act to partner with corporate America to create opportunities for former prisoners to rejoin society. Well, is it every time you have a fever or cold, your voice sounds better? Black Americans are seeing unprecedented levels of economic success with the record low unemployment rates, more jobs, and higher incomes. Over 1.4 million Black Americans have found a job between President Trump election and February 2020. Black poverty reached an historic low in 2019. President Trump designated 8,760 opportunity zones that are projected to spur $100 billion in private investment in minority communities. Dude, bruh. And black men, because, mind you, this is in support of black men able to find work. And you have niggas calling him a convicted felon for doing this. The Trump administration established a fund to deploy $1 billion in capital fund for minority-owned business through the Commerce Department. President Trump called on Congress to pass school choice legislation to expand educational opportunities for all American children, especially those in the nation's inner cities. President Trump FY 2020 budget called for the $500 million in federal funding for school choice. In 2018, he signed legislation increasing school choice funding by $42 million. Dude, he was investing a lot of money into the black community, and y'all fucking bit the hand that fed you. I think because it helped out black men more, I think that's what upset the liberal left. Because now, if you give black men, hey, that's why those Democratic leftists are upset with Donald Trump, because a lot of this was helping black men. While black men were under the Democratic Party, they were under a matriarchy, under their women. So black men were not a threat. But if you put money in black men's pockets and he's able to now raise up in his power and his financial standing, the two-piece protection provision, imagine how unstoppable powerful he would be, right? And second, black men are all part of the American space. So your country's only as strong as your weakest link. So if you're a Republican, you're of conservative values, that's more patriarchal. See what I'm saying? And I think they're trying to keep black men asleep so they can destroy the country. Bottom liberal lefts. So it's like they're trying to suicide bomb it. So they rather punish, they want to rather keep black men eyes closed and sleep and destroy the country. You know what's so funny to me? Now that black men are able to get into their own money and power and influence, now they want to get rid of the country. They want to get rid of capitalism. They want to get rid of the things that if black men had a fair shot to engage in, they would have been surpassed or even rivaled the white man or been surpassed them. But you have to say to yourself, why are black women choosing Democrats over your black man? You know what I'm saying? The Trump administration provided more than $500 million in loans to HBCUs through the Capital Finance Program. Donald Trump worked with HBCU. You know what the liberal left are doing? They're sending all that money to foreign wars under Joe Biden. All right. President Trump worked with HBCUs to protect $80 million in Title III carryover funding. President Trump signed the Future Act into law. All right, I'm not going to read all of this right here. I might do another thing talking about why Joe Biden is bad for you. Why black men shouldn't vote for Joe Biden. I'm going to do something on that, right? But anyway, this is Kish Yardy Gamer Nation. I wish I could do this longer, but I am sick. No, black men, you should choose to vote for Republican. You should be a Republican. Donald Trump helped out with you. The Republican Party was a anti-slave party, and the Democrats was your original enemy. They're still your enemy. Listen to how they talk, how they move. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this is Kish Yardy Gamer Nation. I'm out.